Welcome to the Printess Academy. My name is Axel, and today I would like to introduce the Resources panel to you, which you find here on the left-hand side of the editor. But before we start, let's talk about these UI hints for a second. If you log in the first time to the editor, they will appear here, and they are very helpful, especially at the beginning, to get a better idea where to find which settings. But if you want to turn them off, you click the gear icon here to deselect Show UI Hints, and they will disappear. Another helpful feature are the question marks you find all around that UI. For each single layer, you've got this question mark on top. And if we click on this one here for the pages, we will be led to the knowledge base to get all the information regarding pages. So here you can read in detail how everything works. So let's go back to the Pages tab. If you like to add pages to your document, you just have to click that plus icon here. 1, 2, 3, okay. And with the Pages icon, you can switch from single pages to facing pages. If you work with such double pages, they are treated as one thread. At the Layers tab, you will always find that default base layer, which you can't edit and not remove. And if we put an image frame onto it, and maybe a text frame, so I can select these frames from here. If I click on the image frame is now selected, which could be very helpful if you got plenty of frames within your design with overlays and things. It's sometimes much easier to access them from here. You can change the order of them here at that layer. So if I move up the image frame, the text frame is in the background here. It's still there, but covered by the image frame. So let's move it back. Okay. And if your document becomes complex, you can even define a title. So a right mouse click on the layer enables you to type in a name for that particular frame. I will call it headline because this is the one here. I want to move that down to scale it up and to make this my headline. So later on, if I've got 20 or 40 or even more, it's far much easier to differentiate which frame is where and what. If you like to add a layer, you can click that folder icon here with a plus to define a name for it. Let's call it top layer, and I will move it on top to place a shape. So let's go for that one here. And as you can see, this is covering any other layer, means any other frame underneath. Let's define a stroke with a stroke color and no fill color. So this could be, for example, doesn't make too much sense here in this case, but this could be, for example, your die cut line. And if you don't want to have it in your production file, you can turn off that layer for print. Therefore, you only have to click on that small Printess icon here. In this case, it will be shown to the buyer, but will not be part of your production file. With the Layouts tab, you can assign ready-made layouts to your document. You can create your own layouts, but Printess comes with a wide range of layout snippets ready-made for you. So before we add them, let's remove all our frames here. And now we can click on Add Group to put the cursor into the search section here and all the Printess layout variants available appearing here. I will go for the splitter layout as an example. And if I click on Show in Search, we get them previewed here. I can already place one here into the document. And if we now go to the buyer side, the buyer can now replace the existing layout with any other layout snippet available here to upload his own images. They will be placed here, and now you can scale these frames. You can even cut it into pieces to add more pictures. And even if we would now replace the layout, the images are kept. Stickers are similar to layouts, but not the same. These are small, let's say, graphic units, which you can add on top of a layout, as many as you like. Also, the stickers could be created on your own, but again, Printess has prepared a huge range of ready-made stickers for you. This starts with simple text frames up to complex, nice, good-looking graphic elements. The easiest way to add them is using these predefined groups here. I will add a text frame group and a photo frame group. And before we go to the buyer side, I will remove these guys and it's clearer. Now you find these new tabs here on the left-hand side. And as I said, you can even just add a single line text frame, or you can go for more complex ones, like the happy birthday. The buyer can scale and rotate these stickers and remove them, and the buyer can edit them. So here above I can change the colors. And of course, I can change the content. Happy birthday, Sam, or I don't know. Thanks a lot. Let's have a look into the photo stickers. Again, you find basic ones, but we also have prepared more complex stickers for you. So let's go for that one here. To upload an image. And again, we can change the colors. Okay, let's wrap this up. Layouts, or layout snippets like we call them, cover the entire spread or page. They carry individual buyer allows per frame, like can text edit or can upload image. Stickers, called sticker snippets, are elements the buyer can freely place as a single frame. Plus, they can change colors, texts, and images. And most important, it's super easy to create both of them on your own. Any design you have created in Printess can be exported as a sticker or a layout snippet. If you like to add images to your template, you go to the Images tab to press the plus icon. Now I can choose images for uploading. And if I drag and drop one of those, it will be placed on the page. And if you want to delete them, you can use the Shift key to select more than one at once to choose the option delete. And in this case, Printess will tell us that one of those couldn't be deleted because it is in use. And if you are working with these placeholder images, make sure that you not just allow the buyer to change the content, but also use the option mandatory. This avoids that the buyer will check out a product without changing all the placeholder images, because you don't want him to order your products with your placeholder images somewhere on the pages. So if I go to the buyer side again to try to check out, I will get the message that I have to change that image first before I can put my product into the shopping basket. If you like to work with your own fonts, you can upload them here at the Fonts tab. I click the plus icon again, and I have to find some fonts, of course. Here we go. To upload a range of fonts. Printess supports TrueType fonts and OpenType fonts, but just the static versions. Variable fonts are not supported yet. If you like to enable the buyer to choose fonts, you have to put these into the folder buyer fonts. So I'm selecting them all to move them down. And if we now place a text frame, Let's go for single line text here to set it to content as well. We have to activate the option that the buyer can change the font. That's all we have to do. And if we now go to the buyer side, the buyer can choose these fonts. If you go to the Colors tab, you find a lot of predefined color swatches here, and they are already placed in the buyers folder. So if we allow a color change here for our text frame 2, here we go. All these colors are available for the buyer to choose from. If you click on one of these swatches, you get into the dialog to change the color. You can rename it, you can change it. We are supporting spot colors and process colors, RGB, CMYK, LAB. At the Styles tab, you got by default 2 text styles defined. And you can use those in a similar way like you know it from other software solutions. So if we place a multi-line text frame here, I will move it down a bit to change the font size. To write hello. And if I now select here the first line to become my headline, I choose the character style headline here, and it is changing. So if I now change the color here from black to pink, for example, the headline is changing its color. But here at this panel, you can also add object styles. They control the properties of any frame. So with object styles, you can change nearly any property of any frame, like color or visibility, or even the position of a frame. Form fields are used for text input, or to select a value, or even to control a style. If you like to add a form field to your template, you just have to press the plus icon, which will open a dialog showing you different kind of form fields. We have text form fields, we have select lists, we have tables, checkboxes, labels. For now, I will go for a text input form field to name it name. And if I press OK, it will appear here on the upper left in the list of the form fields available. You can define a default value here. Let's say buyer, for example. And if I now want to assign it to our multi-line text frame, I go into the edit mode to place my cursor here, doing a space, and now using the right mouse click, and this will show me all form fields available. In this case, we've got only that one here called name. So if I assign it, let's do an exclamation mark at the end, and leaving the edit mode, the default value will appear here. If we now switch to the buyer side again, the buyer can change the name to say, whoops, I cannot spell my own name. Hello Excel, for example. That's it for today. Of course, we will have videos explaining all these different tabs separately in more detail, but I hope that's a good overview for you to get started, and hope to see you soon in my next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.